the Delmarva Sports Network, covering local teams with big dreams.
Welcome back, everyone. My name is Laurencia Moe, and I'm your play-by-play broadcaster. This is my broadcast partner, Kayla Santiago. Now, we have an amazing game for you today, but first we're going to start with our pregame show brought to you by Paul Davis Restoration. Now, Kayla, we have a game versus two Panthers. This is the Battle of the Panthers. PVI based out of Fairfax, Virginia, and then we have Emotep based out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now, Kayla, let's start off with the starting lineups brought to you by Kitchen Concepts. These two teams play very similar games. Emotep is full of seniors, whereas PVI has a few freshmen. Now, we're going to jump to the seniors for Emotep.
And we talk about those starting lineups right now, and it's a little bit of a switch considering Emotep last minute decided to switch some guys a little bit. And you mentioned those seniors. Paul VI really only has one senior in that starting lineup. Doug McDaniel, the Michigan commit, is their only senior right now, standing in at 5'11". You have Deshaun Harris-Smith, Justin Boggs, Darren Harris, and Christian Durdak from Paul VI. And then on the other side, it's Ahmad Noel, Justin Edwards, Ronnie Raphael, Ramir Barno, and then Chad Anglin getting the start for Emotep. And it's a really good point to mention, you know, only having one senior in that lineup, but this Paul VI lineup right now is full of stars.
Definitely, and they are used to competition. They play in the WCAC, which is arguably one of the best conferences in the entire nation. Now, this conference has had endless teams, endless players, current and former, who have made it to the NBA. There's teams like St. John's Collegiate, there's obviously PVI, there's DeMatha Catholic, St. John's, my dad's alma mater, John Carroll, and many others. So we're super excited to see what these young men do today. Now, starting to the keys to the game with PVI, Kayla, what do you think they have to do in order to get this win?
Yeah, those keys to the game, those are brought to you by Matt Bringham and Patterson Schwartz. Transition defense is going to be key. Head coach Glenn Farello says the defense has been lacking a little bit, and they're really going to need to get back. They have to start quick. This team can go out on the run very well. Rebound and box out, that goes along with defense down low. In the beginning of the year, they struggled with that, but now really able to keep it up. They have to do that against Emotep tonight and then play as one unit. He says the team has a really good chemistry, and that needs to be seen on the hardwood later today.
Awesome. So now tell me about the Emotep keys. Now, this team, like we said, is full of seniors, but what are the four things that they have to do in order to get this win?
Definitely containing that Paul VI quick offense. Paul VI likes to get out and run right off the bat. A lot of how AZ Compass Prep did yesterday, they're going to have to try and contain that. Run the pick and roll with Edwards. Justin Edwards, the junior, 5 colleges are interested in him, and we'll name some of them later on. But he is dominant off the pick and roll. They need to start hot as well, and then get Noel involved, play in early often. Ahmad Noel, also a sophomore star on this team. He was actually a player to look out for here at the Hoop Hall East Slam Dunk to the Beach tournament. So if they can get those two guards going, they'll be in good shape.
Awesome. Now we're going to get to the tail of the tape, brought to you by Delmarva's home team. Now, I would say my tail of the tape, obviously I mentioned it before, is that Emotep has tons of seniors, which means that they have experience at this level. They have a few transfers who transferred into the program, but PVI, like we said, only has one senior that has actually gotten notable playing time, so they definitely need to use that experience to their advantage. What about you, Kayla?
I think Paul VI, for them, they're a very smart team on this court. They have a very high IQ. They have some kids on their team that have 4.1 GPAs, and you see that translate to the hardwood, and that's important in basketball. Sometimes late in the games when you need those plays, you need to have that basketball IQ, and the Panthers of Paul VI have that.
Awesome. Now we're going to go to our player to watch, brought to you by Brass Sales. Now, Kayla, who is your player to watch on this court?
I think it's going to be the Michigan commit, Doug McDaniel. This guy is an absolute beast. I'm excited to see him in person. We watched a ton of tape of him before these broadcasts, of course. I'm excited to see what he can do on the hardwood. At 5'11", he's a little bit undersized, but he can get to the rack with ease.
Agreed. Now, they went to the Iolani Classic in Honolulu, Hawaii on December 22nd, actually played Sierra Canyon, and Doug McDaniel came home with the Most Valuable Player Award, so we're super excited to see what he does tonight.
Fun fact, we actually were able to talk to head coach Glenn Farello in Hawaii. Our time, it was 3 p.m. Their time, it was 10 a.m., so definitely dedicated to this tournament as well. The only loss of the season actually came to Sierra Canyon, only lost by 3 against a tough team in Bronny James out there in L.A., but this Paul VI team is getting national recognition as they deserve.
Definitely, so we're super excited for the game, so now let's watch the starting lineups now on the court.